You are now listening to or watching the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Yeah, and if you aren't, you can head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and listen to us now. Or head on over to Drib on YouTube and watch the video version as well.
And if you'd like to stay up to date on when we're releasing a new episode or any other fun information about the podcast, you can give us a follow on Instagram at It Takes All Kinds Podcast and on Twitter at ITAC Podcast. That's ITAK Podcast.
Without saying much else, we hope you enjoy this episode.
They're a feminine boys.
You make me come.
Hey, everybody. Welcome.
Dinner's ready.
Dinner's ready. Open the door. It is another episode of the It Takes All Kinds podcast with me, Carson Rolfe,
And me. Whoa.
and Gavin McRaven over here. Episode 75 of the show. We're recording this on Sunday, August 7th. Coming at you on Friday, August 12th. Deep in August. You start school tomorrow, Gavin.
Yeah. No, actually the 22nd. So in a couple weeks.
Oh, you said you started. Why did I think you started tomorrow then?
I don't.
Let's think about that.
When did I never said that. I said about the 22nd.
I don't know where I got I had this misconception that you were starting tomorrow. And
No.
Can
you just admit fault here?
I think I'll take the blame for that.
Yeah. I think you should.
For once in my life, I will take the blame of something, and that will be it. So Gavin's not starting school tomorrow. He's going to be starting it in 2 weeks. But you have to work tomorrow.
No. Surprisingly, I have Mondays
Monday,
off.
because we usually record on
Because
Monday.
we usually record on Monday. We're recording when, Carson?
On the Lord's Day. I already said we were.
Oh, really? I didn't listen.
Must have zoned out.
I did.
We just got done seeing the new
Nope.
Orange Peel movie, Nope.
Jordan Peele movie.
Orange and Jordan Peele, Nope. Let's just get it. Gavin and I
was sweating.
specifically didn't talk about it after. Uh-oh, his wallet fell. Get his social card now. We specifically did not talk about it because we wanted to... Well, I wanted to save it for the show. I don't know if Gavin gave a green fuck, but... and we're here now, and I'm ready to talk about it with you. I didn't talk about it the first time I saw it. This is my second viewing now.
First thing, the one takeaway I got from the movie is that I couldn't understand what they were saying anytime he said anything. Now, I got, it was that one, later in the movie, there's a filmmaker that gets involved, the documentary filmmaker kind of guy. I couldn't understand what the fuck he was saying. Like, honestly, if there was any movie to have closed captioning, I'll probably watch this again, but on my own time. If there's any time to have closed captioning, it would be in this movie. It was so quiet, but I think it was because the louds were so loud in this movie. The louds were so loud. They're like, oh, well, we got to bring it down a little bit. But it was like, I was like, I can't hear him if he's going.
See, you just couldn't understand everybody because they were talking very low.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, speak up, would you? You know?
Speak up, Toots.
Speak up, Toots. I can't hear you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I honestly, I'm a bit of a sucker. I'm a bit of a sucker for alien movies. I like alien movies a lot. Just because I watched Signs at a young age and got absolutely scarred from that.
Signs of the Lambs?
No, Signs by
right.
M. Night Shyamalan. You haven't seen that movie, though, so you shouldn't say anything about it, okay?
I just thought you were talking about a different movie.
No.
People
Nope, that one.
People at home might have been like, wait, is he talking about Signs of the Lambs?
Yeah, Signs of the Lambs.
With,
with Matthew Broderick.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
As the lamb.
As the man who silences the lambs.
And Nicole Kidman as Science.
And Natalie Portman as the lamb.
Natalie
Portmouth.
Natalie Dartmouth. Not like Dartmouth.
the adult myth.
We got to fight Dartmouth.
Yeah, so I don't get right off the bat. I don't know what the point of this movie was.
Right.
I just don't.
Yeah, where do we even start with it? Because it's just
so basically, I will say that I was expecting a weird, fucked up beginning, no matter what, just because that's how all of his movies have kind of started. I guess except for Us, but
I haven't seen those in so long.
Get Out had like a weird beginning where it's like the Run Rabbit Run, where the guy like kills somebody and puts him in his trunk, and Get Out like right at the beginning, and it's like it looks like Newtown.
Like there's surprise.
Yeah, like a super white neighborhood. So the main character's dad gets penetrated.
Right.
Gets,
spoilers by the way
spoiler.
for now on if you haven't seen.
Very mild spoilers. To be honest with you, this movie doesn't really have much to spoil, in my opinion. The mystery was kind of off.
Yeah.
Like even during the first trailer, like I was like,
well, trailers ruin everything, and that's why I don't watch trailers.
Well, I was inadvertently watching them. I was watching somebody on a Twitch stream, and I was like, they just kept showing the same ad every like 30 minutes. It was.
Well, you know what you do when you see that?
I'm except like it's like I'm here and I'm watching.
Now imagine me closing my ears now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so I was kind of like, okay, I know it's an alien movie. All right, sounds good. Like I kind of know where this could go, but
somebody said
there was a lot of like implied things in this movie. There was a lot of impliements.
Give an example of what you mean.
They came up with a plan, and it was just implied that they had it figured out by like they kept doing cuts of them doing the plan, and then like setting up for the plan, and like like they kept doing cuts like that, but it was like there was no like him getting cameras and like installing it. There was no like him actually installing it and something happens, or it's all just implied that this happened.
Very very Home Alone-esque. I know you're a big fan of that movie.
Yeah, I'm a really big fan of Home Alone.
That's kind of like a similar thing that they do in that though, where it's just like a montage.
I felt like there wasn't. I mean, like this isn't a bad thing at all. It's just like I feel like there wasn't a lot of character development. It was like in my opinion of the main character, Daniel Kaluuya's part of OJ. There really wasn't that much character development. It was his dad died and he got obsessed with this, and not obsessed, but just kind of like wanted to figure out what this alien was, and then figured it out. And it was like he was like, "Don't look at his eyes." Right. And it was like really,
that's just kind of like him as a. Well, I wouldn't even really call him a character actor because he plays the same character. Where it's just like, I don't really talk much, but then like he can get really emotional.
Yeah.
But like
I've seen him get out.
Right? But
and
it's still
and also, I first knew him from Black Mirror. He was in a Black Mirror episode.
Right. Which episode was
I think it was the one where they like bike for points, and it's like.
Oh yeah.
I think that's like the one he's in. I was thinking about that during the movie, but yeah, I guess you're right. But it was just kind of like, I don't know. It was just very. It was a very, in my opinion, very awkward movie. Like it wasn't like Napoleon Dynamite awkward, but it was like I'm having an elevator conversation. I don't know where to go now. Kind of awkward.
Right.
Or like it was kind of like, and I'm glad they introduced that one character from Fry's Electronics where he was just kind of like, so like what's going on? Are we gonna do it?
Relief.
Yeah. Where it's. But I mean, it was also like a grounding character where it's like, so are we doing this or like what's going on? Like, can you like? He was like,
right.
Yeah, he's saying some cryptic shit, and now he's going up the mountain.
Right.
Like that was like okay. Like I'm glad that there was someone who was that grounding character, but like it was strange. It was just a really strange movie. I thought that they were gonna reveal the aliens like right as soon. Like whenever the lights kept turning back on, I kept thinking that I was like, oh fuck, that's the alien right there. Like I'm like, no way. Whenever like he went to the barn and the lights kept turning on.
Oh, you were like, oh, that's it.
I'm like, that's it.
No, yeah, I thought the same thing too. Because
I was like, what?
What I was gonna say is that people said that the trailer apparently, like the final trailer, apparently like showed the spacecraft.
Yeah,
I don't know.
One of them had like the spacecraft with a whole bunch of dust around it, like coming down.
I haven't seen any of them, but And so I knew it was going to be an alien movie. I mean, they obviously infer that in the trailer.
Yeah.
And so when I first watched it, and it got to that scene, I was like real like scared and got like very excited because I was like, oh shit, here we go.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't, which I think probably I talked to another friend who saw it, and I think he was like, he said that was the best part of the movie, and then he's like, after that, I was like, oh. But what I will say, and then I'll let you get back to that, is
Yeah.
that I am happy
I'm
that
glad
there
it wasn't.
Yeah, I'm glad that there wasn't like actual aliens because I'm tired of that. Even though I haven't really seen that many alien movies,
Yeah.
I don't need an alien. I think it's such a cool concept that the spacecraft is the alien.
Yeah.
Like there isn't anything controlling it. It is
that.
It is its
Yeah.
own thing.
I also was trying to comprehend the cut-ins of Gordy. I was trying to
Yeah.
comprehend the cut-ins of that, and I think it was my interpretation of it is that it was like, yeah, the actor has a lot of chaos follow him, so you knew that if the monkey was going crazy on set one day, then that would mean that if he tries doing something showmanship like again, or goes out and acts again, there's going to be another disaster that happens, and that's what ended up happening. Is like that was a really loud point in the movie, and I wish that they did a little bit more with like what the fuck it is basically, because I really wanted to see like more of the internals or like how it worked and stuff like that. I thought that was going to be cool. Like maybe that wasn't like the intention of it, but I think it would be cool. Not as like a sequel, but if they did like an extended cut where it was like, oh yeah, now these people are, getting digested, and like here's a digestion, or
Right.
There was the fact that he brought like the old co-star who got mutilated by the monkey was weird. Like I was like, okay, that's interesting.
Well, and that's a really cool part in the first trailer I saw, because it's like you only see
the veil,
and like a little bit of her face, and you're like, whoa, what the fuck is that? Because I watched the first trailer like a million times just because it was like a sneak peek trailer.
Yeah.
And so like that was really weird finding out that that's like not important to the movie at all.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe it probably is in like some way, because like I was going to say that Jordan Peele's movies always have like different separate meanings, and like, sometimes it's just what it means to you, and like,
And
I
think that was another thing that he was trying really hard to do in this movie, was that it was like, I'm going to leave it up for you guys to figure out.
like crazy, because that was, I mean, still, even after watching it the second time, I feel like I understand a little bit more of why the Gordy stuff was in there.
What do you think it is? Like, what do you think
Well,
it's supposed to be?
I
Because I think it's just
know.
that he has disaster follow him around. Like he started a new, like he was like, yeah, I was a kid, I was on Kid Sheriff, and now I started this show, and then the monkey mutilates somebody, so I started this, the Juniper's. Yeah.
Claim.
Yeah, Claim.
Which is a weird
Yeah.
one.
Jupiter's Claim. He's like, I started this. So
Right.
it's like anything that he starts, anything that he starts, like has a disaster follow.
Right. I don't think that's wrong. I think that there's like some sort of, and I heard somebody say something like this, and I haven't looked up any of these claims, so these are all just rumor
Any
has
of these
it.
Jupiter claims.
These are no Jupiter's claims. These are all just kind of like rumors and things that like I've inferred.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's like an underline of like stuff about animals. I would say nature, but not so much nature's.
I think
more
it's like
animals.
actor animals, or like animals that are in movies and television.
Sure. I mean, I would say, and personally more generalized, just animals in general. But I mean, like that is like, like using animals for our
Entertainment.
our amusement.
Yeah.
And I think, and I don't know, because some of this kind of contradicts it a little bit, but I feel like showing Steven Yeun's character, I don't remember what his name is in the movie,
honestly,
but
I
I don't even know if they say it, but his character, like showing that he like has this connection to Gordy, whereas like everybody else like freaked him out, and then like Gordy kind of sees him and is like, oh, like I remember this guy, he's been good to me. So like that he has that kind of connection with animals
yeah.
in a way, but also I
guess
think
you're right. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
and then I think that actually I'll get back to what I was going to say about that. So like he has that connection to animals, and then like when he gets to having this Jupiter's Claim like fairground type place, and then he finds out about this spaceship that he even says whenever he's going to like show it off, that he like calls it like an animal. Like he's like, and I think that's like his new Gordy is like, oh, this is my new thing. This is my new, like he was using Gordy as his claim to fame, and now he's using this spaceship as a new claim to fame. And maybe there's not so much an animal connect. I don't know.
I think there is. I think that's
but I say that, but then he is also sacrificing horses to the spaceship. So it's like, does he really care about animals? So I think there's like a weird thing where it's like, oh, I care about animals, but I'm also going to use them for my own
fame.
Yeah. And then, real quick, a friend of mine, Blake, who lives in Florida, who saw it literally the same day I did.
Blake who lives in Florida.
Blake who lives in Florida.
I know that guy.
That's his last name. Who lives in Florida?
Florida man.
He brought up how everybody else, like, there's that like don't look it in the eyes thing.
Yeah.
And
everybody who was there all looked up.
Yeah, and he brought up that on the Gordy set, everybody that looked Gordy in the eyes was getting attacked, or like maybe that's how it started, like, you know, the balloons popping, but also like everybody looked him in the eyes. And when Steven Yeun's character looks Gordy in the eyes, he's looking through like that. There's like always that tablecloth right in front of his face. Like he never lifts it up or anything. Like he's right up to it, looking him in the eyes, but like they're looking through something. Yeah. Which is like you can look at the thing through something else because there's like a veil over it. So I think that might have just been like another like little, you know, here's a little Easter egg as well. But then the one thing that I will actually probably look up, because I still have no idea, is what is up with the floating shoe that's just like what my mom asked standing straight up. What is that? Yeah. Like the whole Gordy thing, you know, you could watch it once, like you did. Honestly, and be like, I don't know.
It might be that like he stands alone. That's when like, you know, like he thinks he's special, and like that's his special attachment, is that he is in this disaster. He is the lone shoe standing up. You know, he's that lone person. You know,
right? But why is it floating?
I don't know. I didn't think it was floating. I thought it was just standing up.
Yeah, but a shoe doesn't stand straight up.
No,
like
it doesn't.
That.
No, you're
like,
right.
There's no shoe that you can do that with. And so like that, and then like the other thing is like, and I think I can explain this, but why do the balloons pop on set? My thought is it's just the hot lights popping them, hot lights. But you got to get them, like, it shows like specifically there's a shot where there's a balloon going up
and it pops.
It's just like right midair and then it just pops. Like it's not close to anything, it just pops. And like so I don't know if there's like another connection with like maybe like Steven Yeun has been like training this spacecraft thing
with sound,
and like somehow there was like he knew it was there on the Gordy set, and like it's maybe been following him around ever. I don't know. Yeah, it's just very weird. That shoe thing really threw me off.
I think it was the thing. I guess the thing that threw me off was how long they stayed on those scenes of the documentarian, the filmmaker, the camera guy,
like
the cameraman, just like
where
any point, like whenever they first cut to him at home, he's just like watching this tape of this octopus eat a fish, or then like he cuts back.
Which probably can, animals probably has something to do with that connection.
And like he's okay with watching things get mutilated. Like he documents that. So,
I don't know. I felt this way, and I feel a little bit differently after the second viewing, but I don't know. I just felt like his character was kind of just like unimportant to me.
Yeah, I was like, I think, and honestly, like even Daniel Kaluuya's character was kind of really unimportant. Like, he was the main character, but it was like,
right.
They could have done a movie. I mean, like this is not to rewrite or anything like that, but they could have made Keke Palmer the whole thing.
Yeah, I really don't like her as an actress because she's so Disney Channel still.
Yeah, she's a lot of Nickelodeon.
It's just way too much over the top emotion of everything, like to like an annoyance point where it's just like I'm sad, but I'm like so energetically sad, and like I don't know. It's just like it's all one. No matter what the emotion is, it's all
all 100.
Because she, and not to say that actors and actresses can't, do a kids show forever and ever and then move on to something else. But I think she just did so well at that and is just so captivating as a person. Yeah. But I just don't think it works in a movie like this. And there's parts where she's really good, like the motorcycle stuff and like the stuff at the end. but like I just need her to shut up for a second. Which I think that's the point. Is like Jordan Peele wanted her to be an annoying character, which is great because she plays a great annoying character.
Yeah, I think.
But
that's how she was written. I think my favorite scene in the whole movie though was whenever the spaceship like shat all over the house, like just bled.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite.
Like
scene.
That was so cool
because it's like as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, he's like channeling Stanley Kubrick, The Shining, if you've ever seen it.
Yeah, with the blood going down the window.
Yeah, and the blood just like coming in like a huge wave down this hallway, and it's like, so that was like really really cool. I also think Steven Yeun, like, anytime his character, he just like. I've never seen anything.
He played a really good, like, I have childhood trauma that I'm holding.
He just did great. Like, everything he did, good, like, emotionally was like.
And he even he played the character of I'm an adult doing things for kids really well. Like that was like the depression and like the viewing of his character was very like very evident. Right. You know.
And and every like thing that he did like was paced out so well, which is also just attributed to the director as well. But like I would love. I've never seen anything with him that I know.
Walking Dead.
I've never seen any Walking Dead. I heard you guys say that, and I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
But he's just like, he's just very, very good, and anything with him in it was like super solid. Like, you know, he could do the humor, he could do the emotional stuff, and like keep you like he just did very well. But yeah. So would you say that you like the movie? You didn't? What's your overall feeling about it?
I'd give it like a 6 out of 10. It was pretty good, but you know, not my favorite of all time.
So you'd be like, yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was good. I'd recommend go seeing it just because it was a thriller. Right. I enjoyed it. It was interesting, but there's the messages weren't as clear as they were in Us and Get Out. And like, and it was funny because a lot of people or a couple people had tweeted something about like how Jordan Peele is like the best 3 movie thing. I'm like, this is not his best movie. No,
I wouldn't say that. I would say it's still really like compared to like other directors who like have done some really good movies and then like, you know, had a streak of bad ones. Like this isn't a bad one by any means.
It's not bad.
You know, it's not bad at all. It still is good. I saw it twice for a reason. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't have saw it a second time. But what is your ranking for the 3 Peele movies? So far,
it's Get Out, Us, then Nope in that order.
Same.
Like just because.
Same here.
Because Get Out was like an incredible directorial debut. And also it just had a lot of poignant messages then and still now.
Yeah. For sure.
And I think that I think Jordan Peele could have worked in a little bit more laughable humor in this. Like there was like very like okay.
I also felt like I was gonna say that, not a sidetrack here for a second.
I do kind of feel empty after watching the movie, where it's like, okay, this wasn't as fulfilling of a movie as I thought.
Right. It was interesting because the energy in the theater, though it was probably the same capacity as the first time I saw it, the energy was very different because there were parts that like the audience of the first viewing laughed at, and there was those same times where like I started laughing and I was like, oh, nobody thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Like the part that I loved, and I told Sean and I talked about this after we both saw it, that I absolutely love is when the Fry guy, Angel, gets out of the car and then he just like screams for no reason.
Yeah.
And I was funny. Just like, that's such a weird thing to do.
That's a thing that like I would imagine that city people do.
Yeah, and I just love that and just scream for no reason at all. Yeah. And it was just like I just thought that whole scene was funny, and he did a great job.
And he was like trying to connect with OJ too, where he's like, yeah, I got dumped by her. Yeah. And he was like, look.
And I thought that was great too.
And like OJ's just like.
And again, I don't care. Nobody was laughing at that, and I was like, "Why is nobody laughing?" But
and that maybe that was what it was too. But I don't know. A lot of the beginning of the movie was very like, "This is weird." It's a weird movie. Like, and not like a bad weird, but it was like,
right.
There's a weird little
Right.
thing we got going here.
And I think a lot of people who, like me, who, or not, I should say, yeah, no, like me, who go into it like with, maybe just seeing a trailer, but also like loving Jordan Peele, knowing
Right.
that all of his movies have been like scary and like, like edge of your seat type thing. Like you want to be scared, but also like you'll get a good message out of it. I think maybe a lot of people felt like that. And so like they were tense. And so when funny things were happening, they were like, okay, this is kind of weird.
yeah.
Why is there funny stuff? You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's fine for normal folk
That's
to see that. And
I mean,
be
that's
like,
honestly a
"Wait,
Jordan
what?"
Peele thing. He was literally did, Key
Right.
and Peele. So like that's
Right.
how, that's how I knew him, and I knew that he was like fucking hilarious.
Yeah, and I think there's like scary things that happen in Get Out that are
Yeah.
also funny. Like
Yeah.
when the guy's like running full speed
Yeah.
at the main character and then just like cuts
Cuts.
hard
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was
Uh,
hilarious. I was like,
Or
what
whenever
was
the guy
that?
whenever he takes a picture of the guy, and he just like looks at him.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, I thought that was a funny part of the movie
Right,
too.
it's
And
like-
then like whenever she's like dipping the Cheerios in milk and eating it,
Mhm.
like that was funny. And then obviously the really funny parts are the funny, like meant to be funny parts.
Right.
But there were a lot of just there was just a lot of really good things in Get Out and Us.
Mhm.
And I know Tim Heidecker is in Us.
My boss.
Your boss.
That's right. That is.
I
correct.
know that, and
So be careful.
yeah, but like one of the an intentionally funny scene that is almost like I like even whenever I was watching it, I was kind of like, this is kind of cringy. But whenever they were like, call the cops, and then like the Amazon Alexa is like, okay, playing "Fuck the Police" by
Yeah.
like that was like, okay, that was supposed to be funny, I guess. But I was like, that was
I
it was kind of like,
same.
yeah, I was like,
I was
okay.
like,
Cheap.
it is cheap, and that's what's weird. Is like Jordan Peele isn't a cheap, funny
Yeah.
guy. Like he goes for like the weird things, like
Yeah.
having a guy scream for no reason.
Yeah.
And so like, yeah, I really
That
did.
was one of my like, okay.
yeah. See, like that.
But
even
I will say
just
that
remembering
that
is
Us
like,
had
ugh.
had like somebody's chasing me kind of like vibe to it, and I like that pretty well.
right.
And I liked Get Out because it was just like a very uncomfortable situation for Daniel Kaluuya's character. And in this one, it was very just kind of like awkward conversations. Like whenever he's like, whenever the angel, whenever they were first buying the cameras, they're like, somebody just recently robbed you? And he's like, yeah. And it was just kind of like that, like small talk that they just kept doing. I think that might be a message of the movie, is that it's like small talk doesn't really get you anywhere. It's just kind of, okay. It's like,
Right.
so I guess you don't want help then, like,
Right. Well, and also like Daniel's character is like this, like he is obviously very awkward and very socially awkward.
Well, yeah, I
and
think
stuff,
that was also the point.
which he
too.
played very well
Yeah.
too. Like that like scene at the movie where they're at the movie studio, like, and he's like,
just standing around.
yeah,
like
Keke Palmer's character isn't there, and he's like, well, I guess I have to do it, and he's just like so like it's just like you can feel the uncomfortableness of
yeah.
like, because he's like, there's a way of like playing like slightly awkward, like, but he's like fully like not looking towards anybody, talking quiet,
kinda
like
talking
it's
quietly.
like very
yeah.
uncomfortable.
So I would say it was a good movie, but it wasn't my favorite. And also the ending, whenever for some reason the alien just decides to become a full like being in the sky.
Yeah.
I thought I was like, okay,
I love that too, because it's like, why is he?
yeah. I was like, okay, so we're
and-
just
right.
I thought it was cool whenever the craft like started to fall over because they didn't want to eat the flags or whatever.
Right.
That was cool, but I was like,
I like that it's just this like big ribbony thing.
Yeah.
It's like shooting these weird
yeah.
because it's like, you've never seen anything.
And
like
and that was the other part, is that like there was a part where he like goes like this to her and
right.
to Keke Palmer's character, and I guess maybe the point was that they were trying to figure out which way they should go. Like that was just like a very long like back and forth.
Well, that was
And then like they would say something and then it would make its eye go the other way, and then they would say something and it would turn their eye, or like
that was just them looking at it and looking away. And this thing was a callback
to the beginning.
Right. So I think all that that was just like to make a connection, and
Yeah.
then like, because I thought that was weird. They were like that, and I was like, okay, that means you need to look at me. And then she looks up, and I'm like, but wasn't that? So I guess he was saying like, put your eyes there.
Maybe
and
it was
then
also like I'm talking about this where it's like, now this is your horse. Jean jacket.
Right.
That's why they call it jean jacket.
right.
I just realized that. That's why I call it jean jacket, because jean jacket was supposed to be her horse.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I
Oh.
realized that just now. I
Okay.
did not know that. But I was like, now I get it, that it's like, okay, now it's your turn. Like, go. Like, I'm calling back to this. Like,
Yeah,
go.
that's probably
Without like
right.
drawing attention away from him.
Right. But I feel you. I was like, I just thought it was.
I was
callback
very
and that was
long.
it.
It was a very long sequence.
Yeah.
And it was like and I think like I Hate Everything kind of coined this, but it's like because movie that like the bike started to work again because it was looking at him, and it wouldn't even go far away. Like it wasn't far enough away, in my opinion, to be like, oh yeah, now the bike can work.
I also have a really big. There's like one main thing that like, even the first time I saw it, I was like, I really hate that they did that, and it's like it keeps coming up throughout the whole film, which is when the power starts to shut down. Why does the music start slowing down? The only time that makes sense is the record player.
Yeah.
But music doesn't slow. It would just shut off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Or
and like even talking, the thing that really
radio,
pissed
yeah.
me off was the phone. He's talking on the phone, and all of a sudden she starts talking slow. Like that's not. And like it's fine. It's like okay,
yeah.
I can suspend my disbelief because it's a
A
thing.
movie. Yeah.
Well, and it's also like supposed to be a
moving
a spacecraft which we have, or an alien life being that can somehow do this and block electricity. So okay, sure, that makes sense.
Whenever the music continued being slow in the van,
yeah, I was like, why
I
is
was
it still
like,
slow?
So I think the reason why that was because I guess it was still looming, but it wasn't close enough to like turn all the electricity off.
That makes sense.
That was like okay, but it was like it was very loud. It was so loud. It was like I'm tired of hearing this slow down music.
And
and it also was like it was strange that like he was in the car and saw them inside and decided to get out of the car and didn't say anything to them, and they came out and he just went.
Well, because he was blaring the music, and I think they heard that, and then were like, "Oh, what's going on?" And then they.
I guess that was also just the character in general that he doesn't like talking.
Well, and I like another thing that I like is there's always in movies you see the thing you're hearing. So like in that scene, what would normally be shot is
them hearing it, seeing it, and running out.
It would show him opening the door, hearing it, then cut to them arguing inside, hearing it, seeing it, cut back to him, cut to them running towards them, cut to him doing the tapping the leg.
Yeah.
But like for this, it's just that of open the door, look up, call it over, and then just start being like, and then you're like, oh, okay, they're there. Like, it's like, I like that kind of inference. And then another scene that like really kind of threw me off that I thought was cool is when they're inside drinking, listening to music, and he has that like emotional scene, which second viewing, I was like, oh wow, that's really emotional, where he's like talking about his dad and like kind of getting choked up, and then he like pauses for a second, and then she's like, what is Ghost doing out in the arena?
Yeah.
And then like, but it never cuts back to her. It like stops, and then it cuts to the
him in the arena.
And then it cuts to the Ghost title card, and then it cuts to him in the arena.
Yeah.
Which is cool, because again, you would have, during the emotional thing, you would see intercuts of Keke Palmer being like, what is that?
Yeah.
There?
Yeah.
So just stuff like that is cool and different. But there's still a lot of like very campy movie things that happen, and I'm like, do something different, huh? Can you do something different?
Yeah. I think there was and I also keep thinking back to, I think it was whenever he's driving her away back from, this is very beginning of the movie, he's driving him back from the commercial shoot, and she's like looking out the window, and you can see all like the blow up wavy guys in the reflection of the window.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and I recognized that. I was like, this is probably important. I'm like, they wouldn't have her just looking out the window or like falling asleep with her hair sticking out of the window at the beginning of the movie if this thing that's in the window, or I was like, what? I was like, why did he? And I thought to myself during the movie, I'm like, why did they include this shot?
I didn't even notice that.
And I was like, oh, it's because they're showing all of these like little things, and then it cuts to the horse. It's like them driving, but it doesn't follow the car. It stays with the decoy horse. Yeah,
decoy horse.
Decoy horse.
Yeah.
So I would say that there's a lot of looking back on it, very hardcore foreshadowing in this movie.
Yeah.
And the other thing was that they kept focusing on like the red light on the horse, on the decoy horse, or like the red eyes of the horse. Whenever the horse fell through or like cut through, fell through the windshield, they focused not on the whole horse head, just the red dot of the eye
reflector.
Yeah.
And then if you notice on that Scorpion King hoodie he has on, he has
reflectors.
two. Yeah, which I guess just is
maybe
like,
that's the idea, is that it doesn't have to be eyes. It just has to be something looking at it.
Right. Well, because it picks up some of the inflatable guys when it sees the two eyes.
Yeah.
Which again, but yeah, that the getting back to the powering down thing, I was just I don't know, it just made me so mad. Like, what is that?
And also, like, was the motorcycle wasn't fast enough to outrun the alien spacecraft whenever the guy was on it, and he fell and broke his arm or whatever, and then he ended up getting eaten. But then she gets on the bike and is able to outrun it because I guess she had enough of a head start away from the alien,
right?
And then was able. But then the alien took its time. Like, I guess that's when it started to unravel and stuff like that too. But it's like it took its time getting to Jupiter's claim.
Which I also want to know why it chose to unravel then. Was it just splitting apart because there's two people to go to? Or is there a reason why? Because at first it's like...
Maybe it was like...
Because they got excited when they got the shot.
And they said it was territorial too.
Right. They got excited when they said they got the shot.
Yeah.
And then I thought that also meant because they didn't feed it. And then when the camera guy gets fed to it, they get upset because they're like, fuck, we just fed it. So, I thought maybe the unraveling was like, it's dying, but it couldn't be dying if it just ate. So I don't know. It's, again, a lot of inferring of like, what the, and again, it's like, it's cool because you can just be like,
I thought it was going to kill everybody that was involved.
Right. But it's cool because you can.
It didn't kill Angel though, right?
No.
Because it got wrapped up in the fence.
Mm-mm.
But we never saw Angel again after. That was like the end of the movie.
But what I think is cool about like alien movies and stuff, like especially something like this, it's like, the answer to, well, why does it do that? It's like, well, it's an alien. We don't know why the fuck it does whatever it does. We don't have any like prior examples of it.
Right. What are we supposed to base it off of? And I will say that it is good that it wasn't based on like a humanoid alien form. I will say I like that because in my opinion, I will say that after all these alien movies, how the fuck would we know what an alien, like, one, how do we know what the fucking alien looks like? And why does it always have to be human shaped? Every single alien movie has a human shaped alien or a human like alien.
Right.
It's like, I'm glad that this one was like a weird ribbon spacecraft thing. I'm glad it was that. And not like, oh, here's an alien from Star Wars and it looks like just like a human.
Right.
Or, oh, it looks just like a human, but it's a slightly bigger head.
Right.
Or this one, it's got human hands, but it's got walrus feet. Like, oh, okay.
Right.
I will say that trope has gotten old.
Yeah.
Of like, okay, humanoid alien, looks like human, acts like an alien.
Right.
Cool.
Well, that's what I was saying. It was cool that the spacecraft was the alien.
Yeah.
That was the.
It's a very tired trope of humanoid alien. So I'm glad it wasn't.
Right. Kevin, I have a surprise.
Okay.
Why don't you? I'm gonna turn this music on, and then I'm gonna be right back.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's a surprise. So if you want to vamp for a second and
so I guess
wrap it up.
Yeah. So I guess my takeaways is that that it was good. I would recommend to go see it. Sorry if we spoiled it if you haven't seen it yet, but like I'm sure maybe you've seen some clips or maybe even the trailer of it. But it was a good movie. Because usually movies will stress like the planning phase and like that stuff like that, but there really wasn't a lot of I'm just gonna close my eyes, Carson. So there really wasn't a lot of planning cuts in this movie. I'm glad that they didn't focus on the planning, and I will say that was also a gripe of mine earlier in this episode, where like, oh, they didn't focus too much on what was going on in the planning phase. But I'm glad they weren't like Stranger Things or where they're like planning it for a whole fucking episode. Or like, okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move up with this, and then I'm gonna do this.
Now we'll kill the Demogorgon.
Yeah. And I'm glad it wasn't like that. And
no, I agree.
I thought it was interesting that I didn't think that there were. I only counted like the Roy G. Biv amount of blow up guys. They literally had it in order Roy G. Biv whenever in that cut. and it didn't seem like there were more than that. So maybe there were,
Yeah.
or they bought some more.
What did you think about killing the dad like immediately? I thought that was pretty interesting. It's like we just get introduced this character and then he's dead like that.
I guess that maybe that's one of the reasons. I guess that's also just the character development is that now he doesn't have his dad. He doesn't have anybody to really talk for him.
And it's cool to just be like, oh, that just happens right now.
Yeah.
We don't, no waiting.
And the key in the horse's butt.
Yeah.
On the horse's back leg.
And he gets killed by
a nickel. Which I guess is also could be symbolism.
I was just thinking about that too, because it's Thomas Jefferson on the nickel.
Yeah.
Thomas Jefferson had slaves or something, probably.
He had sex with a slave.
Oh, right.
He had like half.
Yeah. He was like against that, but then he also had a child with one.
Maybe we're reading too much into it, but also I thought that it was maybe that his eye was always on the money and not the horses, too.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it went through his eye and like
not
went
the
into his
dad.
Head. Yeah, no, the dad.
Oh, you thought? I thought it'd be the other way around.
Or maybe him. Yeah,
it could have been though.
Because he kept selling the horses too, and like even Keke Palmer's character was like, "How many more houses are you gonna? Or how many have you sold?" Right. He's like 10.
The dad wasn't selling.
The dad wasn't selling the horses. Yeah, the Daniel's character.
And also one thing I didn't pick up on at all until the second viewing.
Her name's Emerald.
Yeah. The thing that I didn't pick up on at all until the second viewing was that they said there's 6 months in between when his dad dies and when he goes to sell the horse, or when when the movie set thing happens and then he sells the horses.
Yeah.
There's 6 months of time there. I didn't know that at all when I first saw it.
He's like, yeah, I guess that's the reason why the cloud. I've been wondering why that cloud's been sitting there for 6 months. Or
Who
someone
says that?
That Daniel's character. He's like, yeah, I guess that explains why.
I didn't
hear
him say that
for
either.
6 months.
Huh? I didn't hear him say that.
He's like, or I've been looking. It was something along the lines of, I've been looking at that cloud for 6 months.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, that's our Nope talk. It was a long one, but it's fun to talk about movies that are good.
That was 40 minutes.
Yeah, that was about 40 minutes. No, Hey,
that's like the only. I mean, I'm off this weekend.
I'm off my meds.
I'm off next weekend, so just enjoying my time off.
Do it.
Time at home.
Talk about movies. So. Speaking of enjoying things, Gavin, I finally found it.
The marshmallow Coke.
I played disc golf this morning with my brother. Went to a gas station after, and what do you fucking know is staring me right in the eyes? But the goddamn Coca-Cola Marshmallow edition.
I guess
not flavored marshmallow, but
it was like
the Marshmallow DJ. And I have been looking all over for this for like what seems like months now. And I walk into a random fucking gas station to buy a Gatorade because I sweat my ass out of my body playing disc golf.
It's a good source of electrolytes.
So I drank it because I felt like I was going to die and throw up at the same time because it was really hot out and we played at a swamp pretty much.
And it was humid too.
It was very humid.
So the water was coming off of you.
I literally like whined last week about how I was just like, I feel like I've just given up. And then it finally is just there. And I bought 3 cans because I just like, we're going to try them and then I just need another one.
Watermelon, strawberry flavored Coke and other natural flavors.
Which I did not, I know people said it doesn't taste like marshmallow.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that it was watermelon strawberry.
I did know it was watermelon strawberry. And I honestly, it almost makes me want a marshmallow flavored something.
Well, that was kind of like the Starlight was more of a marshmallow flavor.
Okay, so yeah, you're right.
It was more. It was like s'mores. Is what it reminded me of. At least. Which I
they also have like that bite, flavored Coke, where it's like supposed to be like the crypto Coke.
I haven't seen that. I just saw that one thing you sent me, and I haven't seen anything else about it.
I saw a couple people try it.
I mean, if it's out there, I want to get it. I don't know. It's not like this one where like everybody has it besides me, and it's like, what the fuck am I doing wrong?
Oh, I guess it was also zero sugar only.
Just like the terrible Fanta last week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pop mine open and just bask in this gloriness.
It was inspired by gaming, and and I'm not kidding when I say that I thought it was legitimately like a metaverse Coke. Like I thought that you were supposed to buy this in the metaverse and drink it in the metaverse or some shit. But yeah, it was Coke Zero.
It smells like fruity Coke, kind of like cherry Coke a little bit.
Smells like, honestly, sounds like Mountain Dew to me.
It smells
Like Mountain Dew, like some Mountain Dew flavor. Smells like that Typhoon flavor.
You're right.
So
It
like,
does smell like Mountain Dew. It even tastes like Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it does taste like
Not
Mountain
even
Dew.
gonna lie, it does taste like a Mountain Dew flavor.
Yeah. It does not taste like Coke at all. It tastes like strawberry. It tastes like a strawberry Coke. With a watermelon aftertaste. It tastes like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. Which is good. I think my dad liked it then.
Yeah, it's like
It's a watermelon
like
Jolly Rancher. That's what it is.
barely Coke flavored. Like it's there,
Yeah.
but it's like I taste more fruity than I do Coke, which is good because it's like I want more of the flavor in it and not
The Coke.
the what I know I'm what I already know.
It's good.
It is good.
It's good.
I do like it. Was it 2 months worth waiting? No, but I was just excited about it. Yeah, I like it.
Good stuff there. Good stuff there, Coke. Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. Well, fun. We did it finally.
I'm playing the audio.
Monster.
Root beer. Pepsi.
Coca-Cola. Spurt.
Now I can finally sleep at night. It's been keeping me up these past few nights because of that. Well, after that taste test, let's get into debuting a brand new segment that I did come up with, but it's going to be both. It's an inclusive. Well, it's an inclusive segment, and I'm going to come up with a theme song for it eventually. I don't have one yet, but it is based on. If any of you at home have ever heard of the app Nextdoor, which is a blog app that's just specifically for like quote unquote your neighborhood. And I don't entirely know the settings, and quite frankly, I really don't give a shit of what is included in your neighborhood. I'm sure there's a certain oh shit, he broke it. I'm sure there's like a certain radius that it's in, but it's like, it's your neighborhood. Like it's in a couple miles. But that doesn't matter. That's not the important part. Well, I mean, it kind of is, but not really. But
Theoretically, you could drop in any neighborhood, though, right? Can you with that app?
Probably. But I'm in my neighborhood. And I think I don't even know why I got the app, to be honest. I think I accidentally got it for some reason. Like, I had one app, and then they're like, we're this app now. I think it was Let Go.
Okay.
Was a app where you could sell things locally.
Oh, yep.
And Let Go Nextdoor Let Go became Nextdoor because there is a for sale part of the app. And so that got taken over, so my account got merged to that. And then, I just have this Nextdoor app, which
and there's also
in
a
my
Citizen
eyes,
app too. I think for like city
Citizen
people.
Kane?
No, Citizen app for people.
The same
city.
thing.
Yeah, same concept.
Okay. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. It's, it's just Let Go. It's just called something different. I've heard of Nextdoor, whatever. I didn't know that it was a blog, that it was mostly a blog app. It's not just a for sale app. So I started getting these emails about like, look what this person just shared on Nextdoor. And it was just like, very weird stuff that was like, really either really dumb or like way over the top. But like, it's very much a place for white Facebook moms to mostly complain.
Scared white people.
They either on this,
Scared white people or Karens.
Yep.
To complain.
And we'll get to that in a minute. It's like white moms on Facebook who are like run it. They're either complaining, posting about they need something, either are looking for something to get, like a physical item, or they need a service, or they're posting about some restaurant they just tried, or complaining about a restaurant. Is my analysis. But I've always wanted to do something with this app, and I can never figure out what to do. So I came up with this idea where I pick a blog post, hopefully every week, maybe not quite that frequent, and I break it up because there's comments on every post, and like a lot of comments, and I break it up into different speaking parts. So I will read one as one character, Gavin will read as the other, and then we score that to music, and we read it dramatically. So we're not reading it verbatim, but we're reading it as these characters who are in this situation. It's kind of the concept of it. So I think the segment I'm calling it is Next Door Drama. So it's like we're taking these blog entries. Oh, this is probably a better way to set it up. Now I'm thinking about it. We're taking these blog entries and doing it as if we were in a soap opera. It's kind of the way to do it. So it'll all be dramatic, even if it's something exciting. But it'll all be in a dramatic, like Gavin and I are characters in a soap opera. So, I wish these had titles. But let's just say this first one that we're going to be reading today is called Golf Cart. I will be reading as the character Connie. Gavin will be reading as the character Tom G. Now let's get the music started. We'll set the scene. And we're just titling this one. Reminder, this title of this one is Golf Cart. So, Gavin and I will start it out. You have 2 lines. You read your line after I'm done, and we just swap lines back and forth. Just saw something that shocked me. There was a golf cart going the wrong way with an older gentleman driving with 2 kids kneeling on the seats going the wrong way down a one-way street. Almost get hit by a trash truck going the correct way. The golf cart did not have a stop sign because why would there be one going the wrong way? Lucky the truck did stop in time, but the cart continued going the wrong way. Please, golf cart drivers, follow the driver's rules. It's the law.
Is there anything you online Karens won't complain about? I'm going to talk like Patrick Bateman in this.
Okay.
Golf carts are legal in St. Charles on roads under 35 miles per hour as long as they have the proper safety equipment. People are going to do stupid stuff no matter what they are driving.
Tom. Yep. God forbid that people want kids safe and people to follow the rules. No need to bring attention to unsafe trends. How about we speed around with your kids? How about we speed around with your kids on the back, going down sidewalks and wrong way down roads with any regards to general safety? Maybe when your family experiences the negative outcome, you'll stop being a eggplant emoji. Have a nice day.
Kim.
Hold on.
Okay. Kim. I safely and legally drive my grandson to the park and around the neighborhood all the time. my cart is insured. Has brake lights, has lights and turn signals, a horn, and Department of Transportation approved seatbelts. That is how it's legal and safe.
Hold on, sorry, I forgot where I was. I think I lost my place. Hold on.
Don't make me say it again, Kim.
Okay, please don't say it again. Oh, you weren't supposed to read the Kim part. Shit, that was my bad. I wasn't arguing about you not being legal and safe. I just don't agree it's safe to drive on all the streets around here. My opinion. Not sure why I see so many doing the not legal or safe thing. When people do stupid things, we will always point it out. And thank you for being stupid today. And that was Golf Cart. What'd you think? What'd you think, Tom?
I thought that was a weird trend that I've noticed, is that the golf carts have slowly seeped out of Newtown in terms of like usage.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think that they were legal, so whenever I started seeing them around, I'm like, wow, this is really weird.
Right.
I haven't gotten stuck behind one, thank God, but
Same.
like whenever I see them, I'm like, because I know someone who fell off the back of one and like scraped the back of his head.
Holy shit.
Like pretty badly. He went to our high school, but like he got pretty fucked up, like off of
His fault.
yeah, I guess so. But the back of his head was kind of like it honestly probably hurt a lot of road burn and stuff like that. So
Right.
um,
And let me just apologize to you for my not knowing my next line. I lost my lines there
that's
for
okay.
a minute.
That's okay.
I will become more prepared next time.
Yeah. So anyway, I got back whenever I think. I was kind of away from St. Charles for a while, but once the summer months started, once spring and summer started hit back with a fury. I saw more. I saw more and more of these golf carts, and I'm like,
You don't
and
see
some
it
of
in
them,
the city?
no. Oh, actually, I have seen maybe one or two, but it's like obviously rich bastards that have a lot of free time.
Right.
Like, these aren't working class people.
These
So
people belong to the
they belong
Catholic
to the
Church.
state. They belong to the state.
They belong to the state.
They belong to the state now.
And you know what I mean by that.
Yeah. Yeah. So the deep state. So
Right.
they
George
I've
Soros.
seen some of them like pimped out, like with a bunch of like neon and like LED lights all over.
Mm.
There's some where it's just literally like a golf course golf cart driving around, no lights, nothing. I've seen that.
Right.
No seatbelts, nothing. And I will say in downtown St. Louis they got rid of the scooters because they got rid of like Lime and Bird scooters because
All of them?
I think so, or in certain parts of St. Louis, they
Okay.
got rid of them because they're like, or at least in the business districts at least, because the business people kept complaining. They're like, they're gonna hit me one of these days. They almost hit me. It's like, well, they didn't. So
Right. It's
All
like,
right.
yeah, there's a possibility some random homeless guy is going to hit you.
yeah,
So maybe we should do something about them, too.
Yeah,
huh?
or maybe a random person just hits you while you're walking across the street. That's
Right.
possible too.
Anything is possible.
So like,
Not the
and I also
scooter.
think a lot of people had problems with them because people kept throwing them into the Mississippi River.
Well,
They kept like throwing
right.
them as much as they could into ponds, lakes, and
Yeah.
rivers and streams.
Right.
That's one of the funnier phenomenons I've seen. LA has entire rooftops full of like small, like low, one-story buildings, but they have entire rooftops full of Lime and Bird scooters that they've
That's
had to get
awesome.
off. Like I think around Venice Beach there was a couple.
There's
parts.
a lot around. That's
Yeah.
where I rode my first one was
Yeah.
at Venice Beach.
I rode it in Forest Park, in St. Louis.
Forest Park is like Venice Beach for St. Louis.
Yeah.
Muscle Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my opinion on golf carts, I don't really want to dive deep into this at all. Drive them if you want them, just be safe, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who cares?
Yeah, it's cool. You can. Just
some
don't
white,
be in front
some
of me.
white, yeah, and just stay away from white moms because they will post about it.
And
And
they-
Tom G will come at you.
Yeah, he's ready to defend the golf carts.
And God bless him, and God bless.
I didn't know that
America.
any of this legislation got passed, so I didn't think that they were street legal.
Because
but
why would you?
I guess you're right,
Because
but
it's not something that matters to
No,
you or
no.
us at all.
no, I mean it doesn't, and it doesn't affect me either.
Right.
You know, whatever. Go ahead, do your own thing.
It's not going to affect me. It's not going to.
It was just weird to see them all of a sudden start being legal around here, and it's not a problem. But
It's a problem to me. But that will be a new segment, hopefully every week. It's pretty easy because, like I was saying, there's just so much shit on this fucking app, and it's just great, and it's fun, and I think we'll have fun doing it. Anything from you, Gavin? How are you doing?
pretty good.
Kind of do an early up if we want to. What have you been up to recently?
Not really much, just working.
Nice.
Got told I'd do a good job at work.
Got a lot to do. Good job, work.
They told me I'd do a good job at work. They were lucky to have me. They said so.
They look me. They say, "You do good job, work."
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that.
Nice.
I also really haven't done anything like cool. I guess we went swimming.
Yeah, we did.
We went
We
swimming, and
saw.
I got a little sunburn on my scalp here.
I got my shoulders again.
I got
We've
my
seen each
shoulders,
other almost every day this weekend, if you count it. Not Friday, but
Yeah.
that's not really the weekend. I did go to the Cardinals Yankees game.
Smoke that
Friday.
Yankees pack.
We smoked that Yank pack out.
Fuck the Yankees.
Fuck the Yankees. We smoked them out. We clean sweep.
3 out of 3.
3 in and 3 out, and we're gone. And it was great. It was awesome seeing them that day. It was a lot of fun doing that. Not ton to say about that I haven't already said to you.
Fuck the Yankees.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. No, I jokingly say fuck the Yankees. I do.
I hate the Yankees, dude.
I like the Yankees.
I hate the Yankees so much.
Did I want them to win? No. But
No,
do I
yeah.
like the Yankees?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
A lot of Yankees fans were disappointed with Judge's 4 bloop singles.
Did he hit any home runs while he was
Nope.
here?
He had like all singles and like 1 double.
I was like, that was the one thing. That was my one exception. As I was like, I'll allow an Aaron Judge home run, and
Yeah.
I'll allow a Matt Carpenter home run
Yeah.
at home.
Neither
Anything
neither
else?
happened.
Yeah, none of them happened.
Yeah.
Matt Carpenter hitting home runs here?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
His batting average probably dropped like.
Dude, there was literally
lot.
no home runs at that game on Friday, which was the
Yeah.
first time I'd ever been to a game.
The
Like that.
Yankees got shut out 1-0 last night. For
Yeah.
the first time since 2020, and then that's the second time since 2016 that they've lost 1-0. That means that they are always producing runs or
Right.
allowing more runs than just one.
That's all you ever see.
Yeah.
That's all you ever see MLB post.
And then today, Nolan Arenado had like 5 RBIs. Like he was cranking in,
Yeah.
just absolutely blowing apart Frankie Montas.
Mhm.
And Adam Wainwright also threw like 111 pitches through 4 and 4 complete innings, but also part of 5.
Nice.
But he didn't get any outs, so he had 111 pitches through
why-
basically 4.5 innings.
Right.
Which is crazy amount. That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
And then Frankie Montas also allowed 6 runs, and then I guess Wainwright got 4 earned runs. So
Okay.
it was
Smoked them. They weren't
yeah.
ready.
Yeah, they really weren't.
They weren't ready, man. It was fun though. Really, really fun to. Because I didn't even like. Hunter ended up telling me that. So
That was the most populated game in MLB or like in Busch Stadium 3 history. Like
really
All-Star game.
I knew it was a
World
record.
Series. It was a record, and you went during like the busiest day.
Saturday was the busiest.
Yeah,
Saturday
was the
Saturday
busiest.
was the record hitting one at like 48,000.
48,800.
And there was still probably close to that Friday night.
Yeah.
Like that was nuts.
Today it didn't seem like there were that many because it was a day game. It was like 95.
It still was a lot.
It's
though.
still a lot
It
of
was
people.
still a
though.
lot of people, which is awesome and interesting. But
that was,
it
a lot of, and that's why they need to bring more interleague play
There you
into.
go.
They need to bring more interleague
Yeah.
play. And I think they are next year because we only face 3 teams in the AL the whole year.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Toronto, Orioles, and the Yankees.
Hunter told me that we play the Yankees only every 3 years, but it's only every 6 years that we play them at home.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. So understandable for why there was such a turnout.
Yeah.
And I think
and
everybody
also it's
just
the
wants
first
to
time
see.
the Cardinals have swept the Yankees ever.
Nice.
They've never swept the Yankees before.
Nice.
So
yeah, it was fun. And I think a lot of people just wanted to see Aaron Judge, and
and
the other thing that was cool is he was really good about like staying out there to sign autographs and like.
Oh really?
Yeah, like at the beginning, like he was out there for as long as he could before he had to go. Just seems like, as far as I know, I'm not gonna stand by this sentiment, but he seems to be a good guy, which is cool.
Yeah, I think he is, and
he's juiced though.
Yeah, he's absolutely juiced. No, I've seen videos of him like some kids like been wanting to meet Aaron Judge forever, and he like invites him down on the field and stuff like that. Like it's really cool.
He's like, you can hit a home run
yeah,
for me, kid.
Yeah.
He gives it to Frankie Montas and says, pitch this kid to me. And he squishes the kid into a ball. And
yeah.
Hey, Aaron
you
Judge.
can be the home run for me.
Yeah, Aaron Judge. I've always wanted to see a home run from you. You've always wanted to be a home run? We can make that happen.
Yeah, I can make that happen. No problem.
It was fun. Nothing else too special going on in my life right now that I can think of. Working real hard. No office hours this week. It's the
there you go.
second time in 2 weeks that we've had a week off, which is kind of nice. Still going to be working on office hours stuff, so it's not like I get a break or would even want a break from any of that. But so working on some fun things with that. Be in New York in, what is that, 2 weeks from now?
Oh yeah,
wow,
2
weeks from now. Jesus Christ.
Well, it's funny because it's the same week I start school.
Yep.
It's the same week I start school.
Same week I start school. Yep. I'll be there in 2 weeks, which will be a good time. Let's just wrap it up.
Are you going to a Yankees game then too?
I'm going to look into it, and I'll get back to you.
I will say there do need to be more Yankees, more.
Yep.
Well, the thing is that you don't see a lot of AL pitchers ever move over into the NL. It's usually AL and AL, and then NL and NL moves.
Can you say NL and
no, National League, American League.
Oh.
There's not a lot of trades that happen that way.
Okay.
Which is it'd be a lot cooler if you could see some pitchers like like Montas play against the Cardinals. Like that's cool. As you have those types of games.
But you say that doesn't happen very often. But what just happened? Harrison Bader, Jordan Montgomery.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right. Wow.
You better check. You better get your facts straight.
I don't know. For some reason, I always forget about the Mets, and I always forget about the Cubs now. I honestly like the AL teams a lot better. I like the Mariners. I like the Orioles. I like watching. I like watching those games. I like watching. I like seeing news about the Yankees. I like seeing White Sox news. I follow a couple people who are like dedicated followers to those teams, but
I still get them all mixed up. So
yeah.
I don't know.
I'll have to show you a breakdown one
It's
day.
easier for me for like football.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah,
basketball.
Football is kind of hard for me. Football is hard for me because
there's one of them I know, and I can't remember which one.
It's like
is.
AFC and NFC. AFC is the old stuff.
Mind. I don't.
I always have to think of old time teams because the AFC was like its own American football, like it was its own thing away from NFL.
I don't know why they do this to us. Why do they do this?
Just put them all. Just do it all in one league.
Right. Just make it all baseball.
Make it all baseball. Make them all one.
Make football baseball again.
Yeah.
I want to get a hat that says that. Yeah, make football baseball again.
Well, everybody,
we got to do our.
Oh. I didn't even honestly think about that.
We got to do what we're listening to this week, Gavin. Getting too excited.
I'm itching.
What did you just call me?
I'm
Did
itching.
you just call me a midget? You
I'm
can't
itching.
say that in 2022. Did you just call me that?
No.
You got to be careful what you're fucking saying, dude. You're
Watch
going
your
to get yourself fucking canceled out here, dude.
Watch your mouth.
Bo Javin's going to come out and get you.
Bo Javin.
Bo Jiden Horseman. Were you just mumbling along to me talking? Do you know what you're listening to, or you want me to go?
No, go ahead.
I didn't know until I was sitting in the movie and I was like, oh, fuck, what am I suggesting this week? Because I'm used to our Monday recordings. But I had to throw it off because I had a great idea, like I usually do.
I had to throw it off. I had a great idea.
I had one of the greatest ideas I've ever had in my life. This week I've been really yamming this song.
Oh, did you listen to the band I recommended you?
The Arcs?
No. The was it Chat Pile?
I did. I do like them. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a office hours listener named Chase who listens to us as well. I don't know how often, but he posted about Chat Pile, and I was like, because it's like not that many views, at least on YouTube Music.
Yeah, no, there
so
wasn't. There wasn't.
it was just
there's
funny
not.
that it was like, I think the day you showed me,
Yeah.
he posted something on his Instagram
There
story.
was,
and I was like, oh, interesting.
The guy I got that from has an internet show called Internet Today, and I watch him religiously.
What did he say about it?
He was like, "This is a great band." He's like, "Love the sound. It's like depressing, end of the world type shit."
Yeah, it's very. I need to listen to them more, to be honest.
It was funny because the numbers on Spotify went down every song. Like you could see that like the interest lost throughout the album. I thought that was
I've
funny.
seen that before.
Yeah, where it's like people listen to the first 3 songs and it was like 265, 150, 75K, or
Right.
50K, 25, 15. Like it just dropped
Right.
off.
Yeah, they're one of those bands. So I
I didn't want to say anything about it, so I didn't.
I usually only listen to music when I work out. There's rarely any times that I listen to music other than that. Occasionally I will. I usually am listening to podcasts. And they're kind of a band that's like hard for me to listen to while I work out because it's like something, I don't know, there just has to be a certain thing that I'm listening to be able to work out to it. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's OCD. Don't know. But they're a band that I can't really like.
It's a lot of
turn on.
AC/DC.
It's a lot of AC/DC I'm listening to. So they're a band that I just need to listen to like in my free time and not when I work out because I was like, I just can't really get into it while I work out. But I was like, I like it. So I did listen to them. And it was just very interesting that you sent it to me. Does he do like a music segment on his show that he brought that up?
No, it was like I saw him. It was like on his Instagram. He does with another guy, but he posted on his Instagram. He's like, just saw this, or he's like, just released their album. Great, I listened to it all. It's awesome.
Nice.
I loved it.
Okay, so I am recommending a song from a band called August Burns Red. I've recommended them before. They were a band kind of amongst that screamo, emo, but kind of like adjacent. I wouldn't put them in the same pile as that because I don't really know if they had like a cute boy frontman I can think of, but I've always known about them because my brother Logan was a fan of them. And I only got into them somewhat recently on their more recent album and EP and stuff like that, which I've recommended. But I'm recommending a slightly older song from them, not really that old. It's from 2014, off of an album called Found in Faraway Places. And I'm just recommending the song, not the album. I'm recommending the song Ghost, featuring Jeremy McKinnon, who is the lead singer of a band I still have love for, but was like a huge fan of, A Day to Remember. Was a massive fan of them. And he's a great vocalist, has a very interesting sound, and it's just a great song. And honestly, it could not have Jeremy McKinnon in it. And
I would hate it.
And I would love it probably just the same because it's like
What was
just
the
the
name of it one more time?
breakdown.
I'm sorry.
Ghosts.
Okay.
It's a hard word to say.
By what?
August Burns Red,
Okay.
and it's featuring Jeremy McKinnon. Yeah, it's just got it's got a killer breakdown in it. It's just it's just great. It's just a very good workout song. Is kind of the best way I can say it, which usually ends up becoming a lot of my recommendations. So I'm sorry for that. I try to break away every once in a while, but this song is just really cooking my brisket.
That scared the shit out of me. I can't lie.
Sorry, it happens. What do you got for me, Bush?
I finally got it. This week I'm recommending, and I haven't listened to it in a while. I'm recommending the album Junk by M83, band I've seen live. Very interesting. Their opener, Sophie Tucker, was fucking terrible whenever I saw them. And now they're like a worldwide popular band because they have a lot of commercial songs.
The band is called Sophie
Tucker, like SOFITUKKER. It's like Sophie and Tucker, but it's Sophie Tucker. So
never heard of them.
yeah, I mean, you'll hear. I'll play some songs after this, but you've heard their songs before in some commercials. But Junk is a lot. I think it's a conglomeration of songs that they wanted to put on older albums. If that's what my understanding is. I saw them on this tour and they played a lot of this album. Sorry, I pressed this.
Honestly, the settings don't even do anything. I think I'm
didn't.
realizing.
So I'm recommending it. I like most of the songs because they played it. They played "Do It, Try It," "Go," "Walkway Blues," "BB the Dog," "For the Kids," "Solitude," "Laser Gun," and "Road Blaster." They've played before, and then another song I like on there is "Time Wind." But they have it's a 55-minute album, so it's pretty long. And my favorites on this are "For the Kids" and "Solitude," which are back-to-back songs. They're both pretty sad and very good songs. There's a synthesizer lick in "Solitude" that's just sick. It's just like
Sick.
I really like it. It's a very good jazzy lick that they've got going there, and solo I guess lick, but it's really good. So
M83 is a band that I always say that I know them, and then I listen to them. I'm like, I don't know them.
so
I'm sure I do. I don't know.
waiting for a girl.
Now it just sounds like you're talking about. Wait, now am I getting mixed up again? Because
Here.
what's the? Yeah, I do know
That's it,
them.
yeah.
What's the other one I'm thinking of? MGMT.
Yeah, MGMT is the
What are they?
Or Electric Feel. You know,
What the fuck? They sound the same. I thought they were the same thing. Now I'm getting really confused. Play me the M83 again, just that short part.
and then that's a different song. But
Weird.
and then
I
there's
feel
also
like I'm getting those sound so similar. I just feel like they're the same thing in my head, which is weird. That's MGMT.
yeah.
Okay. I don't know. It all blends together, to be honest with me.
But
So
anyway,
I do know both.
yeah.
To say the least.
It's one guy, but they did a whole band.
him.
And yeah, they got like a whole set that's with them too. So
So he makes it,
yeah,
but then you can keep playing that. He makes it, but then he has people there to perform it live.
yeah.
Okay. We recently, this past week on Office Hours, had on the group Sylvanesso.
Nope.
Do you know Sylvanesso? Really?
No.
You should actually listen to them. I think you would like their stuff a lot. It reminds me a lot of M83.
Three.
Very good. Really good group that I didn't know much. I had heard of, but I never listened to until I was told that we were having them on the show. And I love them a lot. Their music's great. Would you like to wrap this little tight baby up?
Yeah.
It's been a short one.
Well, everybody,
Not that short.
thanks for listening to the It Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 75.
5.
Wow, 3/4 of the way to 100.
We are completely
Booked.
sentient.
We're completely booked. Don't hit us up.
We're completely not sentient. The word I am looking for is senile.
There we go.
We have reached total senility.
Yeah, there we go. That's a word, I think.
Salmonella.
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 Well, keep watching, keep sharing. We'll be here. You'll be listening to us, and we're always here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thanks for having us.
We'll be back. We'll be back.
Goodbye, bye.